Say what you will about Trump. He's supposed to be a criminal, right? He's supposed to be in jail, right? He's supposed to owe nearly $500 million, right? The bottom line is the Republicans said they want him. All of them. Nobody said that about Kamala Harris until July 21st.
Yes, we all know Stephen. He's a race baiter. He is coming out against Kamala Harris after the CNN interview like never before. I see this with different eyes. I don't know if you saw this video. It is important. I show you what is going on.
You talked about dealing with criminals, fraudsters, and, con artists. And then you said, believe me when I say, ladies and gentlemen, I know Donald Trump's tight. Well, if you know it's tight and you're accustomed to dealing with him, why is he the one doing a bunch of interviews? Again, the strategy was fine. I'm not complaining about the strategy you employed up to this point. I'm saying be clear. That ain't going to win you the presidency. And for your first interview, and by the way, you know the code that he's using. Nod your head, Rashawn. Nod your head, Honor Free, especially you, Honor Free. Oh, especially you. All right, and you too, Bailey. All of yous. Nod your head. Is Trump, yes or no? Is Trump not using codes when he points out that she's hiding? He's leaning on gender. I'm a man. I'm strong. Look at the war in Russia and in Ukraine with Russia. Look at what's going on with Israel and Palestine, in the Gaza Strip and beyond. Look at the kind of troubles that we're experiencing, whether it's North Korea, it's China, or whatever. Iran, Iraq. I mean, come on, y'all. Look at all of this. You think she's strong enough? She can't even show up to do a hard interview. I show up all the time. This is what he's doing. We all know what that is.
I understand it is extremely difficult to watch this guy. I'm with you, but he said something that any person with common sense will reason like this. He pointed out what we have been talking for a very long time. Kamala is running for the president of the United States, and then at the same time, she is running away from the media. She doesn't want to take hard questions. It is insane. Tell me how people can trust you if you are not able to handle tough questions. Then will you be able to handle some of the tough world leaders that we know? These are the questions a lot of people are asking. When I see him raising this, though he wants her to be a better candidate so Democrat can win.
As a prosecutor and as an attorney, as somebody who knows the law, as somebody who knows a criminal when she sees them, as somebody who knows a con artist when she sees them, and all of these other things that she said about him, why is this dude the one we see? Because the Democrats are telling her, well, you know what? Something ain't broke, don't fix it. We gain this momentum, we gain this momentum, we gain this momentum. They are right about that. And I'm not disagreeing with anybody on my team who feels otherwise. Here's my point. It doesn't matter if the regular process had been followed. But because they avoided the primaries, because they were accused of greasing the skids to disguise and hide Joe Biden from the rest of us in terms of the decline that was clearly taking place. She is now the Democratic nominee without having had to have a debate, without having to experience a primary, without having to campaign. It was handed to her in the eyes of the opposition.
Not opposition for everyone. The only thing that matters that a lot of independents should be able to look into in other swing states to look into what is going on. She covered up everything. Even now, Kamala is just standing there to say Biden is okay. We saw what happened.
Say what you will about Trump. He's supposed to be a criminal, right? He's supposed to be in jail, right? He's supposed to owe nearly $500 million, right? The bottom line is He's been the Republican nominee since 2016. And he's been through a myriad of debates. And on top of all of that, he got all of this law, these legal issues descending down upon him. And the people have spoken. The Republicans said they want him. All of them. Nobody said that about Kamala Harris until July 21st. So you don't get to just skate to the election and have a debate September 10th on ABC, and you know what? We may barely see you. Nah. Why also, ladies and gentlemen, Biden wasn't doing a bunch of interviews prior to the debate on June 27th, and then what happened thereafter with July and him stepping aside. So we have a White House that hasn't been active participants in communicating with the fourth estate, spanning months. Why are you running this country? Nah. I want you, Kamala Harris, to go out there and whip you know what of Donald Trump. That's what I want.
Just imagine all what Trump went through within this period of time were all falling on Kamala. She would not be able to even appear in front of the TV. Like, seriously, Trump is still there, going to court, doing campaigns, giving interviews. That is how it's supposed to be. Answering questions, difficult ones, going into places that we cannot even imagine. Still yet, Libras will sit and say, oh, Trump is scared to debate Kamala Harris. It is insane. When I just hear someone say this on and over, it get me offended. I saw the other day Kamala refusing to be part of the interview, now giving her own conditions, different from what Biden did. So you should see exactly the kind of manipulations. They want to just play like this, play like this, play like this. Oh, the election day. That is the kind of mafia these people are playing.
The California lawmakers just passed a law. It hasn't been signed by Governor Newsom, but giving government assistance to undocumented immigrants to buy houses. That's kind of a different place than the Democratic Party used to be on immigration. Now, I'm not going to say that's what the country's going to do, but that's certainly where California is.
Well, let me just say, immigration had always been a bipartisan issue. I refer you the Statue of Liberty and the beacon of hope it is to the world, and what America was preeminent in the world because our door was always open, and we will cease to be preeminent when we shut the door. Now, I don't do justice to the great communicator. Google it. It's a fabulous speech. And George Herbert Walker Bush continued in that respect for the diversity of America and the rest. California's always in the lead. Maybe others will follow that lead, but that's up to those states. But we're very blessed here with beautiful diversity.
So you'd vote for this law?
Excuse me?
So you'd vote for this law?
Well, I'm not familiar with exactly what it is, but making the American dream of home ownership available to all people is something we have to do for people who are here now.
But this is before your residency. This is undocumented. This is for the undocumented.
Well, what I would like to do is move them to documented. The fact that move them to documented. One of the best things that we can...
I believe you have heard what Nancy Pelosi just said. It is concerning, right?
Neither party's official platform, in my opinion, is good on Palestine.
You wouldn't know that if you read the Democratic platform because it repeatedly refers to President Biden's second term. There are roughly 19 or 20 mentions of President Biden's second term. They've had a month and a day to update it. Why haven't they?
Yeah, they sounded like they liked America. Bigger issue. It's a terribly divided country.
I will never criticize them.
Policy of Kamala's. And if the pace plays leaving
a speech from Michelle Obama that I have to say is one of the best
gun-toting
Damn, Kamala.
Kamala Harris is in office right now and has not tried to do anything about the border, has not tried to not tax people on tips.
For some people, it's already started.
But when you disrespect Kamala Harris, they say the
and they disappear.
The money in politics is so extraordinary, which is something that should have never been allowed to happen.
Much more happens at the DNC.
Y'all remember this big old book from before?
And this